We're so excited.
Oh, is someone coming?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, there's Aaron.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, what's up? Hey, Jeff.
Terrence.
Hey. There's
How's it
your
going?
Jeff.
Good.
to
How are
see
you? Good to see you.
Good, very good.
Thanks.
So great to have Jeff joining us from the East Coast. And we see a lot of new faces that are friends of Terrence's and Thérèse's. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Happy Wednesday and welcome to our Lunch and Learn. This is so exciting. I definitely want to get you guys engaging during the Q&A at the very end. We'll have 5 to 10 minutes with Terrence. We would love to hear from you all and get your feedback and learn more about how you know Terrence. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and start welcoming everybody. So hold on a quick sec. And then our executive director, Dana Hoff, will also be doing the introduction for Terrence a little later here. So for those who are new here, welcome to our HPF Lunch and Learns. This was the brainchild idea of our chairman of the board, Todd Hoff, who's also our co-founder. Todd thought that these lunch and learns would be a great way to keep our community connected during shelter in place. So we have been doing these since March of last year in 2020, and we have done 37 to date. Today is our 38th, so welcome. We do a special guest each week, a couple of Zoom rules. So you know kind of the format, just to refresh you. I'm sure you all are used to Zoom. Please mute yourself when you are not speaking. We recommend speaker view for the presentation. Video sharing is optional, though we love to see all your smiling faces. And please type all of your questions and comments into the chat. Like I was saying before, we're so excited to have so many new people on today. So we want to hear from you. Please use the chat box as much as you want. We would love to hear your comments throughout the presentation and during Terrence's Q&A as well. A quick update from Autism Tree. Since shelter in place happened last March, we have now reached over 546,600 people through all of our social media channels, which is incredible. This is through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything. If you name it, we do it. This is something that we have in one of the ways in which we pivoted during shelter in place to reach more of our families, and it's grown since then. So it's a wonderful way to stay connected. Our posts have been shared over 901 times. Thank you to everybody who's engaging with our content. We have several things that we've been doing to keep connected with our community. One of those is growing our YouTube channel. We have now 335 videos on our YouTube channels. Please subscribe today if you get the chance. It's really easy. It takes 1 second. We have posted 284 videos since last March, which is incredible. Those videos have been submitted by volunteers, program managers, parents, community partners, with different ideas of what our kids and families can do at home during shelter in place and giving them ideas on how to cope during this difficult time. We also started a Reading with Autism Tree series, where our volunteers read a children's book for our kids and families. Last April, Autism Awareness Month. Since then, we have now posted 104 videos and reached over 44,000 people just through that video series. We have also provided 217 virtual events to date, which is incredible. Thank you to all of our program managers and volunteers who helped us pivot during this time. And we now have 16 events coming up between now and the end of March, although we're always constantly adding events to our calendar. So stay tuned on our social media and in our bi-monthly e-news to make sure that you're getting all of our updates for our upcoming events. We now offer 19 of our 20 programs virtually, which is incredible. So 18 of them are virtual, going on ongoing weekly, monthly basis. We have about 1 to 3, sometimes 5 events per week. So there's always something going on. Our one in-person event was our Bridge to the Beach summer camp program, which we were able to do last year and serve a limited number of our kids during COVID. We hope to do the same this year as well. So stay tuned in all those details and more. And if you have any questions or want to reach out and learn more about the events that we have coming up, you can always reach out to me. I'm Rebecca. I'm the operations manager for Autism Tree, and I'd love to hear from you. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our volunteer executive director. She is going to be welcoming our guest speaker today. She is just coming in to the waiting room right now. It's perfect timing. Hi, Dana. Oh, you're on mute. Hold on one sec. Can you unmute yourself? There we go.
Hi.
I just did the Autism Tree update. You came in at the perfect time.
Oh,
So
good.
go ahead and introduce Terrence and Thérèse. We are so excited. They have a lot of friends and family on this call today. So we have a very special group.
Oh, good. I want to go to speaker view right now. Let's see. Okay, that's better. Well, nice to see everybody. I'm really honored to have Terrence and his beautiful mom on. Normally I'm on the pre-call, but we had a bigger opportunity to be together recently and announce Terrence. I don't know, Rebecca, if you said anything about Terrence's new role at ATPF, but we're so excited, Terrence, that you're going to be our spokesperson for our new relationship with the San Diego Symphony. And in the follow-up email, we will put the video of you. If anybody hasn't seen it, it went out in our last e-news. And Terrence and Thérèse, I do want to tell you and everyone else that Phyllis Epstein, who is the president of education on the board at San Diego Foundation, who has supported Autism Tree through the Epstein Family Foundation since 2007. They gave us our first $10,000 to do preschool screening. And it was a really huge honor that Phyllis wanted to do this partnership. And I was telling Terrence and Thérèse when we had a nice time together last week and filmed the video that Terrence did for us, introducing the Meet the Instrument program at the San Diego Symphony that they started, that we're going to be getting out to all of you and our community, is just that it's such an honor that Phyllis wanted us to be part of this. She knows our foundation for a very long time, and it was really easy for us to know who was the right person to be our liaison and really lead this program, because Terrence has just been a light to all of us each week on the Lunch and Learn. And how I met Terrence and his mom was when Terrence's documentary came out. I went with a small group from Autism Tree. I didn't know Terrence or his family, and I loved meeting you for your documentary, and I was thankful you and your mom were there. And I went up and introduced myself because I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And then, you know, it kind of just went from there. Terrence, I don't know what year that was, but we'll also put in the follow-up email on this Lunch and Learn a link to your documentary as well. So with that, you know, Terrence, because you've been so great to come to the Lunch and Learns every week, that I always reflect on each speaker and why I choose the things that I do each week. So the question that I chose for you is, what is your favorite song? And I wanted to share with you that my favorite song, without even hesitating or thinking about it, is this song I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to have that be our video today. And when I think about this song that I love so much, that always makes me feel happy, this is the essence that you bring wherever you go. You have this kind of happy feeling. So I wanted to share it with you guys. Rebecca, do you have that? Okay, so this is the background on some Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's originally was written for, and some of you might even know that, especially you, Terrence, because you're such a musician buff. But this song originally won an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and it was in The Wizard of Oz. And it was a ballad for a little girl who was in trouble and wanting to get away from Kansas, a dry and colorless place. She had never seen anything colorful in her life before, except for rainbows. So that's going to be the video, and this is a little bit more background on that we can share too in our follow-up email. But it just is a really special song, and I actually fell in love with it when I heard it in Hawaii the first time. I love that you guys are all typing your favorite songs. I'll have Rebecca read them at the end after Terrence goes, and we'll put them in the follow-up email too. But I'm going to start this video, and I love this song. I hope you guys too, and it's all in honor of our musician Terrence today. I just hope that made everybody feel a little good today. I don't know if anyone else was feeling a little exhausted today, but I honestly was. And when I hear that song, I think it just helps you breathe a little easier and remember how the world used to be when we all got together and it wasn't a big deal. Hopefully we'll get back to seeing parties like that in some way, shape, or form and being together. I know it reminds me of our trip to Hawaii. I love that, Shirley. Me too. Made me want to go. Made me want to jump in the water and be crazy with groups of people. But really, you know, in choosing the song and having Terrence here with his mom, I just really want to affirm that everything that we've been building each week on these lunch and learns, it turns into something. And Terrence is a testament to that. Sometimes, you know, you never know the ripple effect that your life is having just by participating in things. You don't always have to be leading things. Sometimes just showing up and contributing in whatever way you can, or even just learning from it and carrying it forward. Um, but Terrence was just on the forefront of our minds because we see him every week at Lunch and Learn. And I'm just so blessed to see him shine in this role with the San Diego Symphony. And Terrence, I chose this quote for you today. I'm going to bring that up. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain, by Bob Marley. And I think, you know, being human, there's all days where we feel emotions that are challenging and painful and hard to move through. And I don't think any of us in the world is immune to this right now. So music can be a real healer. And it's been really kind of a sweet gift to me when Terrence sends music to me that he created, and it happens to be kind of techno club music, which really lights me up because I love that kind of music to work out to or just to kind of get more energy. So, you know, the amount of different types of music and instruments that Terrence has at his fingertips, he's so talented. I couldn't even begin to know all he's capable of doing. But I'm just so happy for him to be here today and sharing. And we have a few pictures of Terrence. This is actually from the most recent get together we had, Rebecca and I, with Terrence and his mom, Thérèse, where we were giving Terrence his official ATPF polo to wear and be the official spokesperson and community partner for this relationship of Meet the Instrument. And then the video will attach it. He did such a great job, and he's going to be doing those weekly and talking about what he sees in the Meet the Instrument series, which is about videos that are about 5 minutes long from the symphony. And if you look to the far left, Lisa is there in 2018 at an event we went to that Terrence was part of. They created social stories for the museums. And Terrence wasn't the only one of our ATPF kids in that program. I believe Joel was, and Austin Jones. And it was a great program. And I'm so glad that Terrence got to be part of creating those social stories. And the other one is with myself and Terrence and Laura Bonafide Odom. Her family is the biggest donors that we have and longest running community partners in the Bay Area. I actually grew up with Laura. She's on our board. She has triplets, and her 2 girls have autism, and they're currently in high school. So this is kind of a sweet picture. Laura usually always comes to our neuroscience conference, and Terrence was on the panel that year and did a phenomenal job. And then the photos to the right are from our 1,000-person luncheon breakfast at Tiffany's. And I believe, Terrence, you said that the couple that you're with in the bottom photo were involved with your documentary. So it's just a lot of fun. Oh, good. This is the slide of our event when the neuroscience conference, the Living Autistically panel. I really like this photo. Terrence, you just look so happy with everyone. There's Jeff in the photo too at the far left. And the group, there's Jeff Snyder, who might be on this call right now, Terrence, Dr. Levy's son, Dylan, Otto Lana, who's been on many of the Lunch and Learns, myself, and I'm blanking on the girl next to me, but she's an opera singer, and she actually did a fundraiser for ATPF, and it was just a really great panel, you guys, that year. They always are, but you guys did such an outstanding job. So it's really hard to capture, you know, Terrence how you and your mom make an impact. And so I'm just thrilled to say how honored we are to have you here today, and how much I'm looking forward to listening to you both share as well. So warm welcome and lots of love for everything you do.
Thank you so much. We're
Thanks so
so
much.
happy to be here and to see some familiar faces, like blasts from the past. I see Dan Reagan there. Oh my gosh, going back.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you so much. We see Shirley and Efton, and we hear that we've got other people, maybe some people we haven't met before, and we have some other people who we know very well.
Yes.
But we're honored to be a part of the ATPF family. And like you were saying, you know, sometimes it's just great to be a part of something. And I think we all are feeling kind of that ache of missing the in-person connection. So these opportunities to see each other over Zoom, we really, really cherish. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do every single day. Your passion is infectious and it is inspirational. So we're just honored to be a part of anything you guys are ever doing. So we can be in the audience, we can help clean up afterwards. It doesn't matter. As long as we're connected with you, we're just so happy. But I'm sure that people want to know more about maybe some of the things about Terrence that aren't necessarily as well known as music.
Right.
Who do we see here on the screen?
So my grandmother, I usually call Granny. Name was Salida. Her middle name is Aura, and her last name is Davis. And I used to say, like, I kept missing her a lot. I was just thinking about her, and she did pass away about December 28th. 2016. And Gray and I are born in the same day.
So this picture that you see on your screen on the far left, that was just an impromptu picture that we took. They were sitting at the kitchen table, and when my mom put on that elf hat, I said, wait, where's my phone? I have to get this. It was great. Terrence had on his Santa USC hat, which he absolutely loved. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got that picture. We had no idea that that was going to be their last birthday together. Terrence was my mom's first grandchild, born on her birthday. And a funny thing that you may not even know,
right,
is when I told her that I was expecting Terrence, the first thing she said was, that baby's going to be born on my birthday. She didn't say congratulations. She didn't say, oh my gosh. She didn't say, anything else. She just said, that baby's going to be born on my birthday. So it actually happened. So there we have the two of them. And then just a week after, she went on to her heavenly reward, we all pray. In the middle, we have the cover of the program from her funeral. And you see one of the things that strikes me are the yellow butterflies. You want to talk about how Granny loved them?
Yeah, she loved butterflies so much, and she really loved yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was her favorite color, right?
Yeah, that's her favorite color as well.
Mm-hmm. And she loved to smile.
And she loved to smile
every day, no matter what was going on with work. No, it didn't matter what kind of a day I had. I knew that when I got home,
and
I was
she said, Terrence, I couldn't make it without you.
Yeah, okay, he cut to the chase, okay? So when I got home, I knew I was going to hear laughter. I knew I was going to hear laughter because every single night they would be in my mother's room, which is now Terrence's room. And what shows would you guys watch?
Well, it's like Gunsmoke.
She liked those old westerns.
Shows.
He thought that was the funniest thing to watch this kind of shows.
Or Eddie Griffith show.
Yeah, anything in black and white was just blowing his mind. Like, what is going on? Why is that in black and white? And so they would be laughing, and it didn't matter what was going
Everybody
on.
Loves Raymond.
Oh, everybody loves Raymond. They love that show
yeah.
too. So it didn't have to always be westerns.
I think sometimes like Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, that was another one they liked.
Yes.
So there was always laughter, there was always camaraderie, there was always a lot of closeness. And then on the far right, you'll see a dear friend of ours who is one of the co-executive producers of the documentary, sent that beautiful frame to us for Terrence after my mom passed away. And it says, "A piece of my heart lives in heaven." And actually in that photo is a shot of her from the documentary, and she's wearing, no surprise, a butterfly t-shirt. Because she loved butterflies. So whenever we see butterflies, we'll say, "Hi, Granny," because we figure that's her checking in on us. So we wanted to share that with you. Speaking of wings. Speaking of wings, who do we have here on the
So
screen?
we have I have 3 parakeets. So we have a Luca, which is yellow and green. It's an Italian name. And
he's an American parakeet. He just has an Italian name.
And Anthony, it's a blue and a dark. I think it's with dark gray and a black and a white. I think it's like 3 to 4 colors.
Mm-hmm.
And Misty is then a white parakeet. They
Now,
have 2 separate cages.
yes. So Luca and Anthony share a cage, and then Misty has his or her own cage. We don't know if Misty's a boy or girl
Male or
yet,
female.
because Misty's so young that there's no color around Misty's beak yet. And so that's how you're able to tell the gender of the parakeets. If it turns blue, then we know, just like Luca and Anthony,
Yes.
they're boys. So we're waiting for Misty's, if it stays, kind of pinkish, it will know that Misty's a girl.
Yes.
The reason why we have Luca, Anthony, and Misty here is very special. Can you tell them about how we got Luca and Anthony?
It's like a friend of ours, like from church.
Mm-hmm.
After your mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so, chatting.
He's laughing because he hears them in the background right now. So Luca and Anthony were a gift to Terrence. Some friends of ours knew how close he and my mom were. And I just got a call one day and said, we were thinking about Terrence, and we think that he needs something to take care of. And so we got him 2 parakeets, and it was a total surprise. We had never even thought about having parakeets. We never thought about having birds or anything like that. But what was so amazing was after Luca and Anthony, who were named by Terrence, after they came, it was around springtime, so like April, May or so.
Something like that.
About 5 months after my mom passed away. It was the first time since she died that I saw him smile and heard him laugh anywhere near the way that he always used to with my mom. So they opened up a part of Terrence that had, kind of been a little subdued. So they bring a lot of light, a lot of laughter and joy with their frenetic chirping and movement and everything. And Misty was just added recently, I think because of, all the isolation that we're under, and being disconnected from people. And Terrence just told me one day, you know, I think we need a third parakeet.
Maybe they're looking for a new friend.
Yeah, he said,
Parakeet
that's what he
member.
said. That's what he said. I think they're looking for a new friend. Like he's putting it off on Luke and Anthony. I think they're looking for a new friend.
New friend, just another parakeet member.
And I said, well, are you maybe wanting another parakeet? And he said,
yes. I said yes.
Yeah. So we went on a search. Terrence was very, very particular, though. He knew he wanted a, as he called it, pure white parakeet. I don't exactly know why, but that's what he wanted. And for months we looked and looked and looked. And so there was some more waiting involved. But then we found Misty one day in a cage with like 30 other parakeets. And even though there's a little light blue, little gray on the feathering, I guess there was just something about Misty
Like
where
the
Terrence,
dots, like Dalmatian dogs.
almost like little dots, like the coloring on the feathers almost looked like little dots. And that was very different than any of the other birds in there. So that's when Misty became the third parakeet in our house. And Terrence named all of them. Whoa, look at this. Wow. We see here
Next one.
a very, very special gift that came into our lives. Terrence was featured in the documentary film Bass Clef Bliss, Terrence's Path. And it is a documentary feature film that talks about his journey with music and autism. And so that's the movie poster on the left. In the center, you'll see Terrence. Where were you playing there?
I was playing at the Manly Mozart. I think it's at the, there's some kind of cafe. Is it Cafe Mozart?
I don't remember the name of the venue, but it was when the Manly Mozart.
I think it's Misa Azteca.
He'll know all this stuff. I don't know all this stuff. He'll know it all. So when Manly Mozart does their performances, they'll go to different venues. So this just happened to be taken by a friend of mine. She just sent me this photo the other day, and I sent it right over to Rebecca. So this was during Manly Mozart. And then on the right, we have Patrick Scott and my former coworker, Stormy
Miller.
Yeah, she used to work at Regional Center, and now she works at someplace in the Bay Area. She moved. But this is when she worked at the Community College District, and that's a photo of Terrence playing the trombone back when we were doing, I think, some kind of work there at the Community College District. And that was from a newspaper article that was done. And then at the bottom right, you'll see Terrence on the left-hand side, and on the right, you'll see students. That's when we went to Santa Maria, and we brought the documentary film to 5 or so different high schools up there. And we in like a short amount of days, I think we showed the film to like 3,000 kids and did question and answer series. And
that's at Pioneer Valley High School.
Yeah, he'll know all the names.
At Santa Maria, California.
In Santa Maria, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And so we're very, very thankful to everyone who was involved with the film. It wouldn't have been possible without Shirley Amori, who is actually here in the Lunch and Learn. And I hope that Shirley doesn't mind this. I didn't ask permission, but I'm going to show everybody. This is one of the most adorable photos ever. This is Shirley.
Is it with parrots?
When we went to Hawaii. And that's why she put in the chat that the beautiful Somewhere Over the Rainbow, it reminded her of her trip to Hawaii, because we went there, we were able to present our curriculum that we made that was based off of the documentary film. We presented that at an international conference that was held in Maui. And Shirley came with us. Shirley is the one who introduced us to Patrick. Without Shirley, there would have been no documentary and there would have been no curriculum.
Oh,
It was Shirley who introduced us. And so we can't ever thank Shirley enough and everyone else enough for all the blessings that the documentary film have brought into our lives and other people's lives. So during this pandemic, we've learned a lot about waiting. We've learned a lot about patience. We've learned a lot about the value of time and really appreciating people while they're here. Terrence has spent a lot of time, since he can't, connect with people in orchestras and bands and things like he was able to before. He's doing a lot of compositions now. So Dana mentioned that he'll zap her some of his techno stuff. He's working on that. And what's your major in college?
audio production and engineering,
Yep. So you're working on
associate's degree.
he's working on an associate's. And then you're learning how to do all that
Yes,
with your studies.
yes.
So even though the performance aspect has changed, he's still working in music. And we have people right here that without them, none of that would have been possible. Mr. Reagan used to work with Terrence back in high school, helping him with all kinds of things. I mean, whenever you see anything involved with us, we have an army of friends and family that you don't see who are just as important as anything that happens. So when he's on a stage, really, there's probably at least 100 people who share in that moment, because he couldn't have been there without every single person helping along the way. And I don't want to start crying, but I just did not expect to see Mr. Reagan. I haven't seen Shirley in person in so long. I haven't seen Eft and her husband. It just, Jeff, we had that wonderful time meeting you. We met you for the conference and we made a really great connection. It's so good to see you. And, it just, it means a lot. So I don't want to become a huge water fountain here and embarrass Terrence like rain. It's a sunny day finally. I don't want to start making everything rain, but I just can't thank you all enough. Lori Sorensen, who's I think on the call. Lori has known us since since 2001. Lori was in our lives from the regional center at a really important and a very painful and difficult time in our lives, and she's still in our lives. We have been blessed with great people. And so the message that we want to kind of impart to people when we're going out and sharing the documentary, or Terrence is sharing music or anything like that, we want to bring the joy and the love that we've received from all of you and share that with everyone else. It's too good to keep to ourselves. We can't be that selfish. We have to pay tribute to all of you and share it. It's what life is for. You're not here for yourself only, and so everyone who's on this call and the people who couldn't make it, there's all kinds of people who've been involved, and we will never ever forget you, and we will always be thankful for you. So that's about as far as I can go before I start crying too much.
That's nice.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Thérèse and Terrence. My cheeks hurt so bad right now because I can't stop smiling. I've been smiling this whole time. This happened when we first got together last week or the week before, and we just always have a wonderful time. I just love seeing your big smiles, and you just spread so much happiness and joy. And I love, Thérèse, what you said about paying it forward, giving it back. That's why you and Terrence is the perfect person to be our spokesperson and liaison for the San Diego Symphony. Like, there is just no better person to share love for music and music education than Terrence. So thank you both. I loved everything you were saying. And just so everybody knows, our Lunch and Learns, we don't manage them. We don't micromanage them. It literally is whatever the speaker wants to talk about. It comes from the heart. And we're just so honored to have you share about your lovely grandma, Terrence, and
Granny.
Thanks so much.
birds. I love you.
Here, I had to ask a quick question. Terrence,
Yes.
I want to make sure I understood. When is your birthday that you share with your grandma? What day is it?
December 21st.
Oh, 21st. Okay. That's so special. We have a lot of December birthdays in our family. I had to just cross-check.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we shared one too, but no, that's amazing. I love that part of it. That's very special.
Yeah, and I'll read some of the comments from the chat too. We have about 4 minutes left, so if anybody wants to chime in with any questions for Terrence, you can unmute yourself or type it in the chat. The chat is going nuts. I love everything that everybody is saying. Just a few things of positivity. Dan Regan, he said, congratulations, Terrence. So great to see you and your mom and everybody. So glad that your musical experience has continued after SCPA and beyond. Shirley says, thank you. I'm so glad everything worked out so well. We'll always have our time in Hawaii. Thanks, Patrick. Lori Sorensen said, Terrence and Thérèse, thank you for sharing today. Your stories made me smile and laugh. Another volunteer, Glenn, says, thank you, Terrence. Your incredible smile brightens the day. We love you, Glenn Lasker. And Karen Wright, who is also on our weekly Lunch and Learns every week. We love Karen. She's she's our program manager of our ministry program and is just a huge love. And she says, I'm a huge fan of Terrence and loved meeting his beautiful mother today. You're both a gift to all of us. It goes on and on. I'll include these in the recap email because I think this is so special. And I just really love that everyone is so connected to you, Terrence and Thérèse, and your heart really goes the extra mile. Like, it's reaching everybody. And we're just so grateful that you're on here with us today.
Oh, thank you very much.
I have a question for you, Terrence.
Yes.
And anybody else, feel free to chime in. And if you haven't put your favorite song in the chat, please do. We want to hear from you. That was our question of the day. But Terrence, can you tell us, are there any musicians that inspire you?
I have to say, Delphio Marsalis and Curtis Fuller.
What instruments do they play?
They play a trombone.
They're jazz artists.
Jazz artists.
And do you have other questions for him, Rebecca?
Let's see.
Any other? What about composers?
So
what composers do you like?
So my favorite composer is Mozart. I'm Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and my favorite composer is Giacomo Puccini and Dvorak.
Yeah, it's going to be a long list if he names all the favorites because he has a lot. I mean, I don't know if there's a composer that he doesn't really like, but there's great comments coming in the chat about people's favorite songs. Do you have an actual favorite song, or is that too hard for you to figure out just one song?
There are a lot of songs.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have a little more time to figure that out, to whittle it down to just one. That would be hard.
Well, I love all your answers. There's a lot of names that I haven't heard before because I don't follow jazz musicians, but now I want to look them up because of you and hear their music. And I think that's really cool. So thank you for sharing. If anybody else has a question for Terrence, I'm going to open it up right now. We can take one more question before we go.
I'd like to chime in, actually. This is Dan Reagan.
Oh, and
Hi, Terrence.
hi.
That's a really
how are
nice-
you?
That's a really nice horn you have. What kind of horn is it?
Is it a Yamaha? Still have Yamaha trombone.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the
Yeah.
actual number? Yamaha what?
Is it let's see, is it like a YSL?
I think
Large.
that it's the professional
A Zeno trombone?
a Zeno. There it is.
It's a large bore tenor
A
trombone.
large bore trombone?
Yep.
Yeah, you like that. You like that big sound like Curtis Fuller.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Curtis Fuller and Del Feo.
Yes.
We were able
Rest in
to see them
peace.
play live.
Terrence, do you practice your trombone?
I used to practice.
Well,
I was busy.
he
I'm working on an online class.
so Terrence used to literally practice every single day
Mm-hmm.
before COVID because there were lots of things he had to go and do and performances and he had to learn different music. Now with COVID, I noticed his practicing of the trombone has decreased, but he still practices. It's what do you practice maybe twice a week now?
Like twice a week.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
used to be every day,
It's-
but he's spending so
But
much.
don't feel guilty. Just get back to it when you can, you know?
I am back on
But-
track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's spending
wanna-
a lot of time composing.
I was
Can
like
you tell-
composing music.
That's fantastic.
Thanks.
Terrence, what pitch is that?
Is it F sharp?
You see what I mean, everybody? Terrence
Yes.
is a bright light. Terrence is a bright light that makes us all feel happier than what we were feeling before.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks so
And
much.
I'm honored to be here on this call, and it's really great to see you. So I'll let somebody else talk.
It's so good to
I was
see
gonna
you.
see you.
All the best.
And I'm going to say we have one other person who wants to chat before we go. I'd say we have a couple minutes. Let's go until 12:50-ish. So Erin, go ahead and ask your question for Terrence.
Hi, Terrence. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's Erin.
I'm doing. So this is probably a really cheesy question, but how many instruments do you know how to play?
I could do two to three.
Which ones do you play?
Synthesizer,
Oh, he's
The
going to count that.
trombone and synthesizer,
And the piano.
piano.
The piano hasn't been tuned
It hasn't
because,
been tuned
because of
since
COVID. But Terrence used to just go and sit at the piano and just start,
Improvising.
yeah, just improvise. And he did take some piano courses, but I would say that he's definitely more proficient at the trombone than the piano. But what do you also do?
I usually compose music.
And you sing.
Yeah, in a choir. It
Terrence
got
also,
stopped because of COVID
yeah, I know.
in a church.
I know. But Terrence has a love of singing, and
I like
know.
harmony.
he loves harmonizing. One interesting thing, Terrence did actually take a course in Gregorian chant. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's like ancient sacred music that's done in Latin. And very, very shortly after my mother passed away, like within a couple months, he took that course, and it was in person, and it was very healing, because there was very small, and it's of course all just based in your vocals, and you're basically singing prayers. That's basically what it is. but he found a love of singing after that. And so hopefully he'll be able to take some vocal courses too. It's so good to see you, Aaron.
I'm seeing each other in person.
He just said, I miss seeing each other in person. That's what Terrence just said.
That's all I can say.
Me too. Me too.
So much love on this call. I wish we could keep this going for longer, but I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Thank you so much for all commenting. And I love that Dan got to show off Terrence's amazing talent because he's, what's it called? The pitch. He's, what's it called?
Is it perfect pitch?
Perfect pitch. Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Terrence is perfect pitch, everyone, and it's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, I'd love to do a group shot before we all go. So please turn on your camera if you would like to be in our picture. We're gonna send this in the recap email. Like I mentioned before, I'll take a quick screenshot of everyone. And thanks for everyone for using the chat too.
Hey, I want to give a shout out, Ben. It's nice to see you. I don't know if you remember me, but it's been a long time since I've seen you and your family. Your sister's Gabby, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, nice to see you on here. Thanks for being here. Tell
Nice
your
to see you
family
too.
we said hope that you guys are doing great.
Yeah, we're doing good. Gabby's doing really well.
Oh, good. Marilee's on the call, I think. Where are you? I know she's been with you guys. You know Ben, right, Marilee?
Hello.
Yeah, I would come over to art with Gabby. So say hi to her for me, okay? Hopefully
I
we'll
will.
get together soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you to everybody. We're doing a photo, right, B?
Yes, we are. And Ben, just FYI, I got your email about volunteering. Thank you. I'll send that. I'll get you that info later.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, smile at the camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.
Thank you, everybody. What a blessing. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you
Thank you
guys.
so much, everybody.
Great day.
Stay safe.
Dan and Kim, good seeing you
Have a
again.
good one.
Thank you. Good seeing you, everybody.
Bye.